Welcome to this BB Education cutting tutorial. Today's tutorial is focusing on the shag shape, but specifically for a client that has fine hair or a low density. So usually the shag shape can be quite impactful to the outline of the haircut, but today's cutting tutorial is focusing on how we create that shape for our clients that have got fine hair. This tutorial focuses on utilising disconnection, but in a practical way, not a visual way. So we look to disconnect certain areas to control the impact on the outline of the haircut from our shag shape. So it's really simple so far, isn't it? We've just got the back to the front. We can all do that. It's really simple. The back's going to be layered using the length as a guideline, but at the front we create a new length with our face frame technique. So we've decided to start the front today, so we're going to remist the hair, prep the hair neatly, groom the hair, so we have a central vertical section, or a profile section. The profile section is where the haircut is going to begin. So that's the whole point of this, is we want a shag shape which is short at the front, but we want it to get longer more rapidly towards the back. So the elevation is there to make sure that the haircut falls soft. The cut line being flat is there to ensure we start to increase the length travelling backwards. So now we've got our first section. Just as a rough idea of what this does, if we split this, it kind of gives us a guideline for how the hair is going to sit on both sides of the face. So this is going to be our sweeping fringe effect to our shag haircut. To work this haircut in to give us a complete guideline, because essentially this whole section is section 1. Each section now is pulled off its own base and over directed to our cut line. Remember, the cut line was flat, which means short to long. It can also be referred to as a square line. See, as I elevate the section up 90 degrees now, you'll see we have a rapid increase going from short to long. So that's the main reason, that's why it's so significant that your cut line be flat and not stay parallel to the head shape. As I take the final section, you can see the over direction is increased due to the position of the base of the section. The base is further back, so the over direction is greater. All the subsequent sections will be taken on a slight diagonal back. Now, as I take my next section, this has been over-directed into the stationary guide, which was the first section we cut, which was a central profile section. So let's recap. All our sections are travelling on a slight diagonal to help us protect the outline of the haircut, especially the recession. All our sections are over-directed from their own base onto the base of section 1, which means there should be less and less hair coming off each section. All the sections are over-directed into the middle, which helps us preserve the outline of the haircut. Our elevation comes 90 degrees off the brow of the head. That means right at the very front. But our cutting line isn't working parallel to the head shape. Our cutting line is working flat, enabling us to generate a short to long cut line, travelling from short to the outline or the front, long towards the crown. This is helping us preserve the integrity of our internal shape, as well as our outline or the length of our shape. So when we drop the hair down, you'll see we've got a soft face frame effect here. Now we'll start the other side, splitting section 1 in half, using that half as a guideline. Once completed, I just pull the sections down and let the hair breathe. Once completed, I'm going to clip all the front hair away, release the back, re-mist the back to make sure the moisture levels are the same, and I'm going to begin to cut. But how I start this is by taking a central vertical profile section. What we're going to do is pull the head slightly forward firstly to ensure we have a comfort with lifting the hair. And our guideline now is not coming from the front, it's actually coming from the baseline, as this is all about creating a layer that gives some soft natural texture to our haircut but doesn't really thin the hair. So utilising the length as a guideline here, the more length that falls away, the less impact your layer is going to have. As you probably guessed, because this is for fine hair, the higher we go, the better. So we're lifting it quite high and I'm cutting a short to long distribution. As we come to do section 2, we're going to adopt a pivoting motion. So that means our guideline will always come from the top of our profile section. By pivoting, it again helps us to control and soften the effects of the layer to the outline. Our horizontal shape here will be square. So section 2 will be over directed onto the base of section 1. We're going to repeat this exact same process on the other side and then cross-check to ensure we have our balance. When finished, the effects are subtle but suitable for fine hair, giving a soft, tapered texture. The overall look now is finished while the hair is wet, so we must dry and reassess. So now we have our dried look and we can start to move the hair and assess its suitability and again assess if we need to texturize. So I'm going to focus on the internal shape first, on the crown area, and I'm going to be point cutting, parallel point cutting the edges of the crown. So this is the end result. We've given ourselves a fringe that's still got some weight in. The importance of weight or the significance is it helps promote definition within hair that is relatively fine in its structure or its quantity. The whole purpose of this tutorial was explaining some of the subtle differences in how we cut a shag haircut when we base it on different clients with thick hair or fine hair. Today we focused on this being on a fine haired client. This completes today's tutorial. We really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and we hope to see you again soon.